So sad to see Willow's not here.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Like that meme with Kevin Hart. My pussy ass.
Willow gets into the word sometimes. I feel like Jada kept saying it a couple times that Will makes statements like this, but he just doesn't do it towards the news.
Comments that should stay in the group chat. Comments that you don't tweet out, you don't put on Instagram, you don't go on a podcast and say. Did you know that we're not millennials?
Yes.
I've been denying it for years.
That you're a millennial?
That we're not millennials.
Yeah, you're not gonna call me. I'm not Gen Z, whatever, Gen Y.
Apparently we are.
X. That's fine.
Gen Z.
Well, they said I am a millennial. I was born in 96.
Gen Z. No, you're a millennial. I am not.
Yeah.
I was born in 97. So I am a Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
say my father is a baby boomer.
Was a boomer?
Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
I think baby boomer runs from 46 to 65 or something like that.
I don't think
not age, but the year 1946 to 1965.
Oh yeah, I don't think my parents are boomers then.
And I think your parents are Gen X.
Makes sense.
So it's boomer, Gen X, millennial, Gen Z.
The forgettables.
The forgettables.
Forgettables. The cat. That's what people call Gen X. They weren't allowed to make no changes.
Boomers really couldn't make no changes either, for being honest.
Oh, that's true. I agree with that. I feel bad for those people.
The only people that's making changes is millennials and us. If we really being real with each other.
That has to suck though.
I think that's only because we're the first generation that actually gets to heal
from the trauma of past. You know what I'm saying? Former generations really they weren't living, they were surviving. And now we're living off of their survival. So
yeah, they kind of have like their own way of going about it, and like
very antiquated ways of thinking.
So do you feel like
kind of like checking your daughter's hymen?
I was about to say. So do you feel like that's kind of like to tie back into that our first talking about T.I. Do you feel like that is Do you feel like that like that ability, like that way, like that generation grew up, kind of held them back from being able to be so woke, understanding of what does it mean to be a father, or what does it mean to be a man in today's society? Just because like they grew up, so I'm not gonna lie, like most of those guys grew up in that time period where, of course, it's not okay, but they saw women as their property. If that's your word, it's your property.
Right.
And that's
any woman that they claim theirs.
And I would say that
is their wife, girlfriend, daughter, mother.
I would say that hits generation. You said X. Our parents are X.
X. Yeah. Yours is X. Mine are baby boomers.
But T.I. being millennial.
T.I. is 40.
Yeah.
Gen X.
Gen X. Yeah. So I feel like from Gen X to I feel like that extends back Gen X at least. Like not even saying like baby boomers, like Gen X as well.
Right.
I think that it would extend all the way to their. And our parents, like my parents, would be like young Gen X. Because if you just say your dad was like 40 to 62, something like that.
65. He was born in 61.
Yeah, my parents were born like 10 years later. So that means that right after that would start. So like kind of in the middle.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that does play into it. Saying like the idea and the mentality. Like a lot of people saying that you have to be more intelligent, you have to be more woke and understanding about these things. But if you just never had nobody that ever was gonna press you about that, why would you? I know. I say the same thing. I say the same thing all the time.
Whenever, because I'm saying like they were raised by people who thought the same way.
Yeah.
Or worse. So if in their mind they're thinking, so like in T.I.'s mind, he's probably thinking what he was doing was justified because he was raised by someone who either thought the same way or thought worse.
Way worse. You know what I'm saying? Like even in his little just to reference back, so we're talking about the T.I. Red Table Talk. With Jada Pinkett Smith, her mother, and his wife Tiny.
Which I don't understand why two of those people were there.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense why T.I.'s wife Tiny was there and why Jada Pinkett's mom. I don't know her name. I don't
know her name either. They served no purpose. The both of them were just there, not even giving any feedback or anything. They were just there.
Yeah. And I think that I'm not gonna lie, they kind of took away from it. Well, I guess they had like some point at some time. I told you like on the second.
They didn't have any points. They were just agreeing with Jada.
Yeah, basically. And then, yeah, I feel like it's like it's all about perspective in that situation. You know, saying she is a mother, so I gotta get why grandma was on there. I guess Ti's wife is a mother as well. But that's why I kept saying I feel like Will really need to be there, like at least another man, like just so somebody can like somebody can not exactly agree with him, but can understand where he's coming from, and then able to educate him.
And also to give him a sense of comfortability, to where it's not as if he doesn't feel like he's being attacked.
Yeah.
By 3 women.
No, actually, I was kind of proud of that too. I feel like they didn't attack at all.
They didn't. But what I'm saying is, it's easy to feel attacked when you're the only one of your kind in an area and someone is trying to educate you on something else. Mm-hmm. Like when you're the only black person in the room and there's nothing but white people talking at you. Yeah. It's easy for you to feel attacked. So I could see where he would feel attacked being the only male in a room full of women. Yeah.
Yeah. So getting back to the topic, I guess, of whatever it is, the Jaime thing.
First of all, I would like to point out T.I.'s outfit was terrible. T.I.'s outfit was terrible. He had on a shirt with some flowers on it, which is trash. Like there was like a Tony Montana shirt looking thing. But then he had on some white pants.
What it is, nothing about
he had on white pants with like black Chelsea boots. I was like, yeah, bro, this not it. Anyway, proceed.
No one T.I. though. I've seen some bad T.I. outfits.
I have seen some bad T.I. outfits. That one was bad, yo. Jada washed him. Jada washed all of them. Her fit was fire, yo.
She's pretty fire when it comes to dressing. She's kind of like on that edge, you know what I'm saying? I feel like she's like tomboyish.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
what do you call that? The start with an A. Like Janelle Monáe. Androgynous.
I feel like that's the word you were gonna use. I have no idea what that word actually means.
It basically means the ability to like switch it up.
Oh.
From like masculine to feminine.
Sounds androgynous. With the fits.
Like other.
Yeah, I'm going to be wearing dresses. But no, yeah. Okay, so about T.I.'s comments. Okay, his original comments, we already spoke about that. I was very much kind of against like what I initially heard. And I think you were kind of like, it's not that it's necessarily bad, just like he shouldn't put out like that.
Yeah, that was my whole take on it. I just felt like I don't agree with him going to the doctor to check on that stuff.
Yeah. But
who am I to tell a man how to raise his child? My whole thing was I didn't think he should have made it public knowledge and told people on a podcast that went viral. And there was articles about it, only because now people looking at his daughter different. You know what I'm saying?
Planned Parenthood response that maybe.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Shorty from the Me Too, who started the Me Too movement.
The white lady?
No, there's definitely a black woman who started the Me Too movement.
I thought it was a white lady, I'm not gonna lie. Like the first one that came out, like Me Too?
Or the person who started the entire movement.
I didn't know that.
Was a black woman. Wow. Because only white women are the ones who gave publicized with it.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, so I think after watching the little Red Table Talk, I was kind of saying, I feel like from all the reviews, I need to stop listening to Twitter. Because I feel like Twitter will always give you some type of skewed bullshit about like how to feel or how to look at things. Mm-hmm. And I really don't think that he was like, I don't want to say he wasn't like that wrong in his actions. Because I feel like, yeah, you can take me your daughter to her home, but I feel like his intention was not bad. I don't think that his intention was to be controlling.
I feel like that's all we can do.
Yeah.
I feel like we can only judge people by their intent and not by our interpretation.
Yeah.
We may, like, cause I get it, because Jada said a few times it made it seem like he was kind of being controlling. I get it. I can see where you would see that he was being controlling, but that wasn't his intention. He didn't intend to seem like the controlling father. He intended to seem like the protecting father. Like, he made a good point when he said, there's no such thing as overprotecting. You're either protecting or not protecting.
Yeah.
So.
And I think his whole, like, as the way he described it, he had a couple of different points in there where it's like, I really understand what you were saying. That's why I feel like the whole, like, generational gap between, especially generational gap, and then like between like our classes, like where we are as young men, and then where our fathers, or you know, what I'm saying like even like our two fathers, you know, what I'm saying that's two different people right there, like two different generations. You talk about that, like the understanding of like what you can and can't say, and why some of these things are not right now. I think that's like really, it really was more so about educating him on just like that's not okay. Like this is why it's not okay. Nobody ever told you that before in your life. Basically, like when you watch the second one with Tiny, I think that's kind of like one understood thing. Like she's kind of enabling this nigga, like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She said that she would stand behind whatever he does.
Right.
And like if that's the
But
concept.
I mean, if the person in your household, the one who's supposed to hold you accountable, is not holding you accountable, what makes you think that this talk with Jada is going to change anything?
Because you respect Jada, I think enough.
I don't think it's going to change. Not gonna lie.
I don't think as much. I don't think it has no. Well, he does have a. I think he has another younger daughter.
He's a young daughter.
I think it'll affect.
I think his only regret is by saying it out loud. Not that he did it. I don't think he regrets doing it at all.
Not that he regrets doing it at all, but I'm saying like I think that this actually woke him up a little bit to like maybe you know what I'm saying maybe I am doing shit a little bit wrong. Maybe I am gonna say I'm gonna go back and like reflect upon it. He might come to the conclusion that he you know what I'm saying he still thinks he's right. But I feel like this at least woke him up to the idea that maybe you know what I'm saying maybe T.I. is not always right. Because that's what I'm saying. I feel like if your wife, the woman that you're at home with, the woman that you're sleeping with every single night, you know, so your other parent in the household, the one that you respect, you know, so like that's what they talk about before too. That I realize the daughter in question, or when we're talking about Deja, that's not Tiny's daughter.
Tiny's daughter.
Yeah, so like it's like a completely other woman. Now you know you probably don't even like. I don't want to say don't respect. Like that's like you know that's not the woman you decide to marry.
Right.
And like you, I think he was with Tiny first. Then he got with this woman. Like he's kind of like a side chick. So like somebody you probably don't talk to a lot because your wife doesn't trust that.
Right.
You know, so like something like that. So I understand perspective that you know it's kind of like Jada. You know, what I'm saying this. I'm not Jada. Tiny, like she never corrects him. That's probably the only one he's listened to in everyday life. And that's probably the only one like actually like he's actually gonna listen to. And she, just like I said before, like, it sounds like he does a lot. Like, she doesn't. Yeah, she enables him a lot. Like a lot of things.
She allows him to do it.
Yeah, like he kept mentioning the fact that he doesn't cheat. Like in the second part of the interview, that he doesn't cheat as a really big portion. Like no, he admits to it. He does cheat, but he admits it to it. And all the women I said,
he does cheat. He did cheat. I'm saying what he said. Don't we put words in the brother's mouth. He didn't say he does cheat. He said he did cheat, but he admitted it to her. All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he kept mentioning that as like, I admitted it though.
Right.
Yeah, she was basically saying like, you did do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. You do something, you mess up. Tell the truth. And it's kind of that's what I'm saying. That's kind of like that sense of enabling that. Like, he knows he fucking up, bro. He knows he fucking up. But as long as you know, the woman is like accepting him back for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't ask me questions after that. It's not a question about it. And so I feel like for the first time after this entire big scandal, this person ever
Do you think the daughter should have said something?
like came out publicly.
No. Like to her father, as if it's before all of this happened, like as like a family conversation to her father, or at least to her mother, for her mother to say something to her father. And like, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with Daddy coming in and checking my hand.
Okay, so I actually have a theory on this.
Right.
So earlier we were sitting at the table. You know, so I'm telling everybody, you know, how I would be before. We're talking about it. Exactly. You mentioned like if it never came out publicly, who's gonna know? I wholeheartedly believe that she probably thought this was like normal.
That's basically what I was asking just now. Like I was like, because when I said that it never came out publicly, no one would have known. I was thinking in my head, maybe your probably just thought that it's everyday life.
Yeah, like and when it started coming out, that's why I felt like she was more ashamed.
Even if it was, she felt weird about it. She didn't care enough because she was thinking what was going on.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like something like that doesn't even come out to you as weird, to be honest. Because if your dad's, you know, like taking you to get a hymen check, he's going with you to that. But at the same time, I feel like from what we learned about him actually going, is that he wasn't really like getting like he went out there like okay, is our hymen check? He really was like going like the entire check.
Yeah.
Like he actually like genuinely cared about every word
check up and then asked the doctor to solve something.
Yeah.
But also going on that point, talking about hymen check. it seemed to me as if listening to him talk about it, it seemed to me as if he didn't trust his daughter's not decision, but trust her to be honest with him. That's why he was asking the doctor is the hymen intact, because there are easier ways to find out if your daughter's a virgin. You can definitely just ask her, "Are you having sex? Are you sexually active? Like, look, like, talk to me, right?" He obviously didn't trust her to tell him the truth. That's why he went to the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that's earlier we said that I didn't really understand the same, but now I get it. I just don't understand like why. I guess I do understand like why it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like me saying that would be not true. Because I feel like everybody's been in that situation before where you more so worried about who's somebody sleeping with. But and now it's your daughter. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your daughter, and to the point he made, he doesn't want his daughter to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? Fall in love. Basically, what I said, he doesn't want his daughter to get caught up, fall in love with some nigga that he deems unworthy, or that's going to, like take her mind,
Right,
have her fucked up.
because Jada asked the question right after that, which was actually a good question, where she was like, "So what if you did find out that the hymen was not intact, and she indeed was having sex at 15 or 16?" But then T.I. followed up with a good answer, saying, "Then we have to take the proper precautions from that point on, which could mean whether birth control or
Having a life plan,
right,
different things like that." And I feel like that's what I feel like other niggas acting like
he
he's gonna
did.
punish her for
Nah,
it.
he did say one thing that was dumb. He was like, once you have sex, you have taken away your childhood. I don't believe in that.
Why not?
Because you're still innocent at that point. You
Are you? You're having sex?
Yes, definitely. I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this to be rapey or anything, but I feel like a consenting young teenager can consent to sex and then later realize that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, an adult, I feel like would think of all of the possible outcomes prior to doing that. I feel like as a 15, 16-year-old, you're not thinking of that at all. You're willing to let that little boy get into your head and make you think that he loves you when y'all probably won't even be communicating with each other in a year from now.
Yeah, I definitely see that. That's true. I think a lot of people, even boys and girls, because I feel like we're focusing this on the conversation of young women, and their sexual endeavors and their decisions, based on their own vagina. But I mean, same thing what we said about dudes. I feel like there's a lot.
We're not talking about dudes right now. We're talking about women, black women specifically,
in the patriarchal structure.
in the patriarchal structure, because you are exhibiting patriarchal structure right now by trying to
No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
stir the conversation into a different. No, I was playing, bro. I was being problematic. I was being problematic.
He's about to take us to another level. Take us to a new level. But no, I definitely think that T.I. I think he got some type of realization out of this. It might not be one that sticks. It might not even be one that he applies to his actual life. I think he has one in general though.
Right. I feel like there's at least one thing he can take from this table talk, interview, conversation, and apply it to his real life.
You think he's being condescending in any way? Because a lot of people online may sound like he's being condescending with certain questions like the Willow thing, and then another time.
Willow question.
He's like, so sad to see Willow's not here.
Oh yeah, that was funny. But I just think T.I. is a condescending individual. That's kind of why I like him. All of his comments are pretty condescending. Like, have you seen Rhythm and Flow? Literally, like, everything that comes out of his mouth is pretty condescending.
That's funny. That's pretty funny.
What did you forgot? Rhythm and Flow was him?
Yeah, nah, he's had like a pretty good consistent. I feel like an older artist. He's not really putting out relevant music.
Yeah.
He's had like a good fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's relevance.
I don't think he's falling.
Not falling. I said fall.
Oh, fall as in like the season.
Yeah, autumn.
Gotcha.
He's been in the headlines. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I agree with that. I feel like he's condescending. That moment, he was also condescending with the patriarchal structure. When he mentioned that, I feel like he knows what.
Yeah, I was like, bro, ain't no way you ain't know what that means. You use all them big words, and now you know what patriarchal structure means. Come on, bro.
You might not actually know like those two words went together, but you definitely could have like context clearly.
Come on, bro. You read too much to not know what that means.
So I feel like he was kind of, you know, saying kind of like playing. He was doing that so they can answer the question, and then he can like get into his question.
Right.
And a lot of people online, I feel like did not catch that. Like I feel like they were like, "Oh, this nigga's dumb."
You know, he was steering the conversation in a direction that he wanted it to go.
Yeah, and it kind of did.
For the most part.
Yeah, that's some notes on it.
Jada tried to steer it back into what she wanted it to be.
What's some other things he said here before we move forward? I don't want to stay on two guys the entire time because, you know, everybody talks about it. Oh, okay. Dang, I wish Marquis was still here. What about the whole PMS thing? Like, she made the thing about Willow, talking, you know, saying like she said that Willow gets into the woods sometimes. I feel like Jada kept saying it a couple times, like, you know, Willow makes statements like this, but he just doesn't do it towards the news. And I was like, damn.
This is what I said. Will does it. We all do it. We all make statements that I call group chat statements.
Yes.
Statements that should stay in the group chat. Comments that should stay in the group chat. Comments that you don't tweet out. You don't put on Instagram. You don't go on a podcast and say. Comments that stay amongst you and your inner circle. Because only you and your inner circle knows your heart and knows what you mean when you say or do things like that. No one else knows you. So they're going off of
tone of voice.
Exactly. I'm not even tone of voice.
I'm not saying nobody knows your tone of voice.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you're going off of the way they're reading their tone of voice.
Right, exactly. Back to what I was saying earlier. They're going off of their interpretation and not your intent.
Yeah.
So.
That's huge. I feel like it's huge in media altogether in general.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think that was kind of interesting that, I just like some things like we see some things as jokes like guys do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's how it goes back into the whole patriarchy thing. Like, we're able to see that as a joke because it doesn't affect us. But, you know, like the whole, like, you're PMSing, you know, saying you have an attitude, like, there's...
But I really could not think of, like, an equivalent for us. Like, for a girl to say something and us be upset about it. Like, a girl say, oh, you're PMSing. Like, say if a girl said... Like, what would a girl say to you that would seem like a joke to her, but, like, to us, it would have bothered us. Like, us saying, oh, you're PMSing just because you have an attitude. I just don't think guys are wired.
I don't think there's anything, like, connected to our body, but that's just like what I was saying before. Like, girls will definitely call me a pussy or a bitch and meant it as a joke, you know what I'm saying, as a response to something. And, you know what I'm saying, like, me, like, I was talking about, like something, like, related to a girl, you know what I'm saying, this girl texts me back, oh, you been a bitch. And I, you know what I'm saying, I might have took offense to that, you know what I'm saying, just because it's like, why are you calling me, like, something that if I called you, you would be offended.
You'd be offended,
right? You know what I'm saying, something like that. And I feel like, for a couple niggas out here in the world, if a girl said stop PMSing, I've seen niggas get mad about that. That's why I was like, whatever they said on their TikTok, like,
you must go to a period or something like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, whenever they said, like, in return, like,
football coaches say that all the time.
Yeah,
like, that's football coaches say stuff like that all the time.
For people that don't get offended easily, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like there are women that probably don't get offended about that.
Like that meme with Kevin Hart. My pussy ass.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there are people out there that genuinely like will get tight, like upset about stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas if you say that to me, I probably, if a girl came up to me and was like, "Quit PMSing,"
I would probably think that's funny.
I'm gonna die laughing. That's funny.
I'd be like, that's a good one. You got me.
And you know, like, I feel like it just depends on the person. I think that's more the tougher part. Not the tougher. I said tougher.
I said tougher.
Damn.
That's crazy.
My brain got.
Damn, boy, manifest some words.
But nah, I feel like it's more the tough part that we deal with in today. And I think it's hard because, you know, that's his daughter. You know, so that's Will and Willow.
Yeah.
That's his actual daughter. You know, so he should know the voice and what he can say. So these things he learned. But yeah, as I said, I don't want to talk all night about tips.
So next topic?
Yeah, man. This is where we're about to bring it to the next level. You're tuning into the Alright, man. So I just found out today, KJ actually watches Watchmen. I'm sure a lot of you out there watch Watchmen.
DJ feels like I don't watch any TV shows. Or I just don't tell him when I'm watching stuff.
No, that's not how I feel. I think
he never watches any of the things that I watch. So I just don't tell him when I'm actually watching the show or not.
You don't watch any shows that can win Academy Awards.
Yeah, I hate them.
Like, any show, and this show's gonna win Academy.
I hate them.
Academy.
But mainly because they don't be having no black people in them.
Yeah.
And the black people that do be in them play one role.
Do you see when this is?
No. But you knew I didn't see that though. And I said I was never going to see it, so.
I haven't watched either.
Yeah.
But I know it won an award or something. But that's all I was making
Did
sense.
the show win the award, or did the person win the award?
I think that show actually won an award. I think the movie won an award as well.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe the show had a nomination.
I saw him at the club.
Here?
The dude that played Corey Wise, yeah, I saw him at the club here at Deco.
When?
It was back when the show first came out.
Oh. Wow. Now he has a whole Oscar. He has an Oscar.
Not an Oscar. There's a Grammy. I mean, not Grammy. Emmy.
Emmy.
There's a TV show, so Emmy.
That's good, dope. That's dope. Okay, but back to Watchmen. If you guys don't know what Watchmen is, it's based on a comic book series written by I forgot his name. Written by this guy Alan something Moore.
Google it.
I think it's Alan Moore. If it's not,
I don't think that's it. I'm gonna Google it.
Google it. Okay, yeah. So basically, it's written by this guy. It's basically the world there were superheroes that were kind of like not superheroes. Like, so they basically don't really have like, any real powers. There's only one guy on the show that has like actual powers. His name is Dr. Manhattan. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's Alan Moore.
I'm nice with it, man. I'm nice with it. Bring this to the next level. But nah. So yeah, it's basically like the world of comics. If they had superheroes or people that just ran around in masks trying to do vigilante justice. A whole bunch of Batmans, but not really Batman because most of them aren't rich. Don't have the money to afford high tech things.
Yeah, their suits be trash too.
But Dr. Manhattan, he went through like something happened with him, like on some Hulk shit.
I think he's the only one that actually got power.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think something happened with him like on like Hulk type shit, where he went in a vat or some type of thing and came out a whole different guy. His body got he was trying to get something.
That he was a scientist, and they were working on some type of molecular thing that also had something to do with like electricity.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend at the time, or fiance's watch, got left inside of the little chamber, and he went in there to go pick it up while the thing was on, and then he got zapped.
Yeah. So I basically took away all of his normal people things. Like he went from being a normal white man to a blue man.
He was literally blue.
That's like, naked.
A blue glowing man who does not age.
Yeah.
And is all powerful.
Yeah.
Basically naked Superman.
Yeah, naked Superman. And he's like the only person like this in his in the world. So that's like the original comic, and then they made a movie about it, I think like probably 10 years ago. I think we were pretty young when it came out.
It was about 10 years ago.
Yeah. So probably about 10 years ago they made a movie. Movie's really long. It's alright.